I am sick. I don't know how much it is affecting my voice at the moment, because like I'm kind of on the better side of it, but I think you can still tell that I'm not doing too hot. And then, you know, Kipper's here in my lap because he's being a huge suck right now. I don't exactly remember where I left off here. Clearly we're in chapter 4. But we'll figure it out. At that moment, the Braun Tube workshop door opens and out comes part-time warrior. Our eyes meet. Sup? She's less energetic than usual. Why are you so wobbly? It's a new exercise. Huh. Never heard of it. Suzuha answers listlessly as she sits down on the bench. Can you not move my microphone, buddy? When she aimlessly gazes skyward, I follow suit. Huge clouds are slowly swallowing the blue. A helicopter flies overhead. I can hear its propellers slicing the air. Perfect weather for cycling. Really? But it's so damn hot. How can you exercise on a day like this? I'd rather drink hot coffee in a well-air-conditioned room while browsing the net. Now that's a luxurious way to spend summer break. If only the lab had air conditioning. Hey, up for a little cycling? Seriously? She has to be joking. Your bike only has one seat. One of us can sit on the back. Don't you have work to do? Suzuha pops into the store. She's back in less than a minute. I got permission. It's not like we'll have customers anyway. I try to think of an excuse to refuse, but nothing comes. I am a mad scientist, not a mad cyclist. So why am I doing the pedaling? Long ago, Aristotle said, time is just the measure of motion. So put those pedals in motion. That doesn't make sense. I'm exhausted. We barely made it to the station. I'd die if I went another block. This was a terrible idea. I should have known better. I get off the bicycle and sit against the station wall. Suzuha sits the bike against the wall and crouches next to me. Sitting on the ground is undignified for a man of my stature, but no matter. I just need a few moments to catch my breath. I watch the crowds of people move past. Nearly all of them are men. Here and there I see people carrying large boxes, most likely PC parts or appliances. There isn't an anime poster in sight. When Akiba changed, so did the people who visited it. Oh yeah, that's right. A bunch of stuff that he decided to change along with his buddies, changed more than he thought. This atmosphere, it's kind of retro. It's the Akiba I've only seen in pictures. Akiba at the end of the 20th century. The electric town in its purest form. It has risen from the ashes of the past, and the only one who knows it is me. You know, Suzuha murmurs, it's only been 10 days since I arrived in Tokyo. Huh? I didn't know that. Vacation? No, that can't be right. I'm hunting for my father. That's a strange way to put it. Did he run away? I meant it as a joke, but Suzuha looks so serious. I hope I didn't screw up again. I haven't seen him in years, but I know he's in this town. Oh, but then why are you working downstairs? Suzuha works at the Braun Tube workshop from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day. I doubt that leaves much time to search. Honestly, I don't have a clue where to begin. Have you talked to the police? No. Then shouldn't you? Or you— Oh, hey! What did you do? Now I have to go to the transcript and figure out what it said. Dang cat. Backlog? Then shouldn't you? Or you could hire a private investigator or something if you have money. I don't have the resources, and besides, there are issues. I only have one chance. And that chance is tomorrow. I know that tomorrow he might appear in a certain place. A certain place? That has a rather ominous ring to it. Could her father be some kind of fugitive? I stay silent, unable to think of a response. If I miss that chance, then I'll have to leave. By leave, you mean go back home? Not exactly. I have a parallel priority engagement. What? I've already made up my mind. I don't find him tomorrow, I'll give up. You're worried, aren't you? I understand that feeling. You're alone, searching for your father in an unfamiliar town. It can't be easy. You hoped that talking to someone would help. That's why you sought out the most reliable person around. Me. Alas, part-time warrior, you have made a grave mistake, for I am the insane mad scientist Hoenn Kilma. You shall be my next guinea pig. Guinea pig? You know what I'm talking about. D-mail, the greatest discovery in the history of science. I've already explained D-mail to Suzuha before. You shall be the subject of our next experiment. Pain. I want to stop coughing. It has by far been one of the worst parts of this experience of being sick. What are you gonna do? Suzuha takes a step back. She finally realizes the danger she's in. Do? Simple. I need more data, and I'll do anything to obtain it. You're going to change the past. You can change it however you like, but only I will know the difference. If you think that's cruel, then do as you please. But know that you are already caught in my web. You cannot escape. Fear not, I know exactly what you should write in your D-mail. Listen well, you're going to send this to your father before he disappeared. Don't abandon your daughter. Mwahaha! You're a nice guy, you know that? What? I think talking to you really did help. Are you trying to insult me? I am not a nice guy. I am a mad scientist who experiments on women and children. Now tell me your father's email address. If you don't, then I shall unleash the power of my right arm. Once it's unsealed, not even I can control it. You may not survive. Consider yourself warned. Sorry, I can't. You dare defy me? I don't know his email address or his phone number. Oh. Well, that's a letdown. That's why tomorrow's my only chance. Thanks for caring, though. I don't care. I'm just disappointed I couldn't experiment on you. Anyway, you can send mail to the past. That's amazing. The first time machine ever. Of course it's amazing. I am Hoenn Kilma. Any plans to upgrade it? Upgrade it? You know, like sending people to the past or something. We're working on it. No good ideas yet, though. Then let me give you one word of advice. You should leave Makise Kurisu out of it. What do you have against her anyway? Well, better get back to the workshop. I only got a 30-minute break. I'll get in trouble if I don't get back soon. I stop Suzuha as she gets on the bike. Come to the lab tomorrow, whether you meet your father or not. Why? So I can use your grief to power my time machine. You really are a mad scientist. So evil. If I meet my father, I'll stop by. Then we could do a gun salute. She laughs happily. Then she starts pedaling, leaving me behind. Hey, wait! Let me on! Hey! Suzuha doesn't wait, leaving me with no choice but to run back to the lab. Wow. What? I shall now brief you on Operation Elderrimner. Going to infiltrate now. What should I do? I'm so nervous. I can't see my own heart, like peeking through frosted glass. Wish me luck, over and out. What is Eldrimner? Is that the tips list? In Norse mythology, the cauldron used to cook for the gods? Okay. Noted. I shall now brief you on Operation Eldermner. The only lab mems here today are Mayuri, Kurisu, and Lukako. I couldn't get a hold of Ferris or Moeka. They must be busy. Daru, meanwhile, gave me some crap about having things to do. I was prepared for Lukako to refuse my invitation, but since she's here, I guess she's forgiven me, for now at least. I want you guys to get ready for a party. I've already explained to the lab mems what Suzuha told me yesterday. And what are you going to do? Me? I'm going to follow that part-time warrior and report back as the situation changes. Don't you dare! Let her be alone with her father. Hehehe, you shouldn't be so quick to reject my plans, Christina. You don't understand the intricacies of the human psyche. Now that you've rejected my plan, there's no way I'm not going through with it. You have underestimated my pride. Get over yourself. Besides, Christina, you and she are enemies, are you not? You protect her from me while plotting her demise? That makes you a hypocrite. You just don't have standards, that's all. She's right. I don't think you should bother her, Okarin. Even during the strategy meeting, Mayuri keeps working on her costume. Lukako hasn't agreed to wear it yet, but Mayuri's enthusiasm remains strong. No matter what happens, we need to give her a warm welcome. I'll do anything to help make this party super special. Actually, I haven't met this Suzuha-san. Suzuha-san's really nice. I'm sure you'll get along with her too. Nice. Anyway, I'm going to tailor now. You guys... No! Get it through your thick skull! Damn it, assistant! How dare you give me orders? In the end, I can't get permission to tail Suzuha. Don't even think about running off somewhere. Kurisu is forcing me to help her with the shopping. There's no way out. Damn it! Kurisu really is turning into a class president character. At this rate, she might take over the lab. Wait, could this be what Suzuha was warning me about? Nah. Anyway, time to get my head in the game. We must prepare for the Last Supper, Operation Eldhermner. I highly doubt I'm saying that right. The Last Supper refers to our party for Suzuha. In the event she reunites with her father, we'll just celebrate normally. In other words, it will be her last supper in Tokyo. However, if she doesn't reunite with her father, we'll kidnap her and force her to participate in our experiments. Sacrifices must be made if we're going to perfect D-mail technology. In that case, it will be the Last Supper on this world line. The lab's budget, most of which comes out of my pocket, is tight, but it's okay to party every once in a while. There's no such thing as low risk, high return. High risk, high return. That is how a mad scientist operates. Wahaha! I can already taste Suzuha's despair! Huh? Over there, isn't that? I follow Kurisu's finger to see Daru emerge from Yodobashi camera. Found you, Daru! Huh? Ah! I grab his collar to stop him from escaping. Why didn't you respond to my summons? Like I said, I've got something to do. Which is... an offline meet. Inexcusable. Wait, just listen a sec. Your offline meet or a party with food handmade by our very own lab girls. Choose one. Handmade by girls? One question. Will Ferris Tan be there? Before Kurisu can answer that, I whisper to Daru. Naturally. Ferris is a lab mem too. Hehehe. Damn it, why do they have to be on the same day? Can't it wait until tomorrow? What will it be? The time to choose is now. I want to eat Ferris Tan's home cooking. If you give up the offline meat, then that settles it. I give up. I give up the offline meat. Daru surrenders all too quickly. When we return to the lab, Mayuri and Lukako are already starting preparations. Huh? Daru-kun's here too? What about Ferris-tan? Where is she? You've been tricked. Ferris-chan said she couldn't come. Wait, seriously? Oh, Corinne, what's going on here? This isn't funny, man. Don't worry, I'll make sure she comes to the next one. You've gotta be kidding me! I was looking forward to that time machine meet. Time machine meet? What's that? It's an offline meet for the sci-fi BBS I post on. Some famous writers are going to be there. I won't forgive you, Okarin. Ever. What? Why didn't you say so? I would have gone too. Suddenly, I smell something strange. Does anyone else smell that? Smell what? Did we blow a fuse somewhere? Sorry. Lukiko is apologizing for something. That's probably the smell of Mayuri's cooking. What? This is the smell of food? I'll help too. Okay, then warm these eggs, please. Should I use the phone wave? No, if you put the raw eggs in a microwave, they'll explode. We took the door off. It should be fine, right? Chop, chop, choppity, chop, 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 choppity. Mayuri-chan, don't hold your knife like that. What the hell is going on here? Daru and I exchange glances. Maybe we should help too, or at least kick them out of the kitchen. Won't it end up the same either way? I'm getting dizzy. This isn't the future I was hoping for. You're telling me. I'll never forget this, Okurin. Never. I'm sorry, truly, but please, Daru, stay with me to the end. I'll order pizza as insurance. It only gets worse. The smoke grows thicker by the second, filling my lungs with ash and tar. In less than an hour, the girls have transformed the lab into a Class 5 disaster zone. I take out my phone and put it to my ear. It's me. Looks like the evil one is free. If you haven't heard from me in an hour, tell my parents I love them. Okurin, that's a death flag. I feel like I know what that is. A metafiction term. When a character triggers a death flag, they have said or done something that foreshadows their death. A common way to trigger a death flag is to make a promise on the eve of a climactic battle. For example, when this war's over, I'm gonna get married. Oh. Is this the choice of Steins Gate? I'll sigh Kongru. After the storm has passed... She's late. The sun has already set. The food lined up on the table, none of it looking particularly appetizing, has already grown cold. I open my phone to check the time. It's getting late. The high school girls will need to head back soon. Was Suzuha able to meet her father? If so, they might have a lot to talk about. Sorry? Goodbye? There's only one word in Suzuha's email. Does that mean she didn't meet her father? And now she plans to leave town alone? Hoen Kyoma will never accept that. She will be my guinea pig whether she likes it or not. I fly out of the lab. I don't know where Suzuha is. All I can do for now is go to the station. If she's going to leave town, she should be using public transportation. If she's using the Hibiya line on the other side of the station, then I've struck out. But if she's going to take the bullet train from Tokyo or Ueno, then she'll have to pass through here. I carefully scan the thinning crowd around Akiba Station. Where is she? After about 30 minutes of watching the crowd, I spot something. My gaze focuses on a person walking in from the main street. It's Suzuha, shuffling along with her head bowed. As she gets closer, I can see that she's wiping her eyes. Is she crying? I don't see anyone walking with her. I guess she couldn't find her father after all. You there, part-time warrior! Suzuha looks up in surprise. I see the tracks of tears on her face. Just as our eyes are about to meet, Suzuha looks away. And then she turns and runs out of the station. Wait! I give chase, ignoring the stares of passers-by. She's gone. Damn it! Where did she... Hold on a second. Why am I chasing her? Do I have some kind of urge to chase things that run away? That's stupid. I'm not a dog. Shouldn't I just leave her be? It's not like we're that close, right? You're a nice guy, you know that? I think talking to you really did help. But Suzuha is all alone in this town. What if I was the only one she could talk to about her father? I know she's hurting. She needs my help. Shouldn't I do everything in my power? Just now I think I saw someone who looked like Suzuha, but the run from the station has left me exhausted. I dropped to my knees, gasping for breath. My sides ache. I can't take another step. Even after searching the entire area around the station, I couldn't find Suzuha. I guess this too is the choice of Steins Gate. As I rest, I look up at the night sky. The satellite remains buried in Radikon's wall. I wipe the sweat off my brow and head back to the lab. Okarin, did you find Suzu-san? Everyone's still there when I return. It's late. Go home, everyone. But tell us what happened. Yeah, keep us in the loop, man. Suzuha ran away from me. I guess she couldn't find her father. Oh. A gloomy silence falls. I can see the sadness on everyone's face. I begin to laugh. Okabe-san? What's wrong? Are you okay? His brain is probably oxygen-starved from too much running. Okarin, chill. Look at you all. Why the long faces, friends? Have you forgotten? We have just the thing for moments like these. I thrust my finger at the curtain to the development room. You're going to send a D-mail? But the discharge phenomenon won't occur this late, will it? Then we'll send it tomorrow. D-mails leap through time. It matters not when we send it, but when it is received. Who are you sending it to? To myself this afternoon. The message? I smiled triumphantly. Don't listen to Christina. Pursue Suzuha. If I do that, there's no way I can fail. And then we can save Suzuha as a test subject. I suddenly hear the sound of rain. I look outside the window and see that rain has started to fall. As Daru predicted, the discharge phenomenon does not occur. It looks like we'll have to wait until tomorrow. The rain grows stronger over time, eventually becoming a thunderstorm. The next day, there isn't a cloud in the sky. But I have mail! Mail that it won't let me look at. It's hard to believe it's rained all night. I keep checking the Brontube workshop through the window, but the morning passes without any sign of Suzuha. They say that satellite disappeared. I wonder what happened. Did it fly away? It's like a magic trick. Well, good night. Wait a minute. I've had suspicions that Suzuha was a time traveler, so if the satellite's gone, was that her time machine? She's probably long gone from Akiba by now. She doesn't know who she's dealing with. She is but a pawn in my game, destined to fight for me at Ragnarok. At the stroke of noon, I activate the phone wave name subject to change. The destination is my phone, yesterday around 4 p.m. The discharge phenomenon occurs as normal. The floor shakes violently. Squinting against the glare, I send the mail. Okay. My brain shakes violently. My vision flickers. As the vertigo passes, I can hear my heartbeat and feel the warm blood coursing through my body. I blink slowly. That was the sensation of reading Steiner activating. And so I know Suzuha is ours. I hurry down the stairs. I step outside and look to the front of the building. What belongs there has returned. A mountain bike polished to a shining finish. And on the bench next to it, looking up into the summer sky, is Amane Suzuha. Good morning, part-time warrior. I try to remain calm as I call out to her. What's up? She greets me in her usual listless fashion. Slacking off? It's not like anyone's gonna come. And besides, I was up all night partying. I'm really tired. You were partying? With who? Were you drinking, Okabe Ritaro? Big no-no. You're only 18. We have shifted from a world line where we failed to stop Suzuha from leaving to one where we succeeded. As a result, the events of yesterday changed. You couldn't find your father, so we held the Last Supper to make you a test subject, correct? Yeah, I remember you saying something like that. Thanks for all your help yesterday. My memory's a bit fuzzy. Remind me again how we captured you? Wait, were you really drinking last night? Just tell me. Well, I was on my way home from the time machine meet when... Whoa, wait a second. Time machine meet? Yep. That's the same offline meet that Daru was going to. Was that where your father was supposed to appear? I said so yesterday, didn't I? So you were going home and then... You, Hashida, Itaru, and Shina Mayuri appeared out of nowhere. You brought me to the lab and we partied all night long. So my pursuit of Suzuha was a resounding success. I can't help but smile at how smoothly things went. Suzuha, meanwhile, looks back up at the clear blue sky. Yesterday sure was fun. Her tone is sincere. It would have been more fun if not for Makise Kurisu. The apple pie she made was deadly. But Urushibara Luca's curry was awesome. Your lab seems kinda like a clubhouse? It's nice. Everyone gets along and you're always smiling. I've never had so much fun in my life. It sounds like Suzuha had a pretty dark childhood. Maybe she was bullied in school? Could that be related to her father's disappearance? Part-time warrior, as promised, you are now my test subject. But I already told you I don't know his email address. Then we'll have to postpone the experiment until you find out. By the way, the phone wave name subject to change used in the experiment is our lab's greatest secret. You must become a lab mem to guarantee your silence. Lab mem? Short for laboratory member. When you become a lab mem, you become one of us. Can I really join? You don't have a choice in the matter. From this day forth, you are lab mem number 8. Suzuha lowers her head, no doubt awed by my proclamation. I hear what sounds like a sniffle. Then she looks up, revealing a smile. I guess I don't have a choice, huh? I'm all yours. You're not going to leave? Nope. Maybe there's still a chance to find my dad. You are a lab mem now. If there's anything we can do, you need only ask. By the way, do you have any leads? Suzuha hesitates a little. Then she stands up and turns to me. Her expression is grave. My father calls himself Titor. Wait, Titor? As in that Titor? You know about him? He might be using a different code name, though. I don't just know about him. He's been active on @channel for the past several weeks. I open the @channel thread on my phone and show it to Suzuha. Look, there's someone posting named John Titor. Suzuha stares at the screen. This solves the puzzle. Your father is on @channel. Huh, you're right. Hey, shouldn't you be more surprised? Well, it's not him. How do you know? You just said your father calls himself Titor. I can tell. This Titor isn't my dad. That's a strange way to put it. It's almost like she knows who's behind John Titor. As if to answer my suspicions, Suzuha continues. His name's not John. The name my father used was... Beryl Titor. What? Dogma in Event Horizon? That doesn't sound good. I open my eyes to a deep scarlet sky. I'm on my back, lying face up. Why? The sky is vast and the color ominous. I've never seen it like this before. Where am I? I sit up. What the fuck? Okay. There is nothing here. A wasteland stretches to the horizon, nothing but rocks and dust as far as the eye can see. No plants, no water, no sun, no moon, no warmth, no cold, not a single breath of wind. It looks like hell, a frozen world. It can't be Earth. Mars, I could believe. Why am I here? This must be a dream. I give up thinking about it and lie down again on the sand. I guess I'll wake up soon. I should just wait until then. I wait, but the dream shows no sign of ending. Have I ever had a dream this lucid before? There's a terrible ringing in my ears that keeps me awake. I realize that it's the sound of silence. My belongings are gone. I have no watch, no phone. The lack of motion numbs my sense of time. How long have I been lying here? It might have been only a second. It might have been 3 days. An epiphany. The concept of time is a human construct. The universe at large has no use for it. Time is a cage that we created to feel secure. Within its walls we can forget our own insignificance. I'm thirsty. It hurts to breathe. This void is no place for a human. We're not strong enough to live in a world without time. Tears fill my eyes. What do they mean? I no longer know. I want to die. This is getting dark. Yes. Let's die. But what is death? To be frozen in time? Time stopped for me long ago. How can I die in a world that is already dead? Everything inside me is crumbling away. Who am I? I can barely recall. My soul is melting into the void. Is someone there? Anyone? Something moves in the corner of my eye. Impossible. I try to move my eyes, but I've forgotten how. Found you, Ocarin! A pleasant voice silences the buzzing in my ears. It reminds me who I am, Okabe Rintaro. This time my eyes move. What? There's a girl sitting on a nearby rock. I recognize her. My frozen brain comes alive. Her presence breathes new life into this dead world. Mayuri? My brain is still half asleep and I cannot speak. It's Mayuri, Sheena Mayuri, my oldest friend. She smiles at me, swinging her legs. This is the Earth, you know? 70 million years ago. Some scary people sent you here in a time machine. This is a dream, right? Mayushi went looking for you and found ocarins from many, many world lines. You're one of many ocarins, and also the original. Mayushi is one of many Mayushis, and also the original. And now, Ocarin and Mayushi are going to die here. This is a dream, right, Mayuri? But I know that another Ocarin and Mayushi will pick up where we left off 70 million years in the future. So everything's A-okay. This is a dream. Guh! I jerk awake on top of the sofa. My body is drenched in sweat. It was a dream. I must have fallen asleep sometime around noon. What a horrible nightmare. I guess that threatening email I got is still weighing on my mind. Still, Mayuri had to save me? Even in a dream, that's unacceptable. I'm the one who saves her. That's the way it should be. Besides, Mayuri's not smart enough to talk about time travel like that. I sit up and look around the room. She's right where I expect to find her. In front of the TV, watching a Rainet Kakadru DVD. On the screen, the Upa riding Kakadru's shoulder is screaming something unintelligible. I wish I had an Upa. Look at her sitting there, all spaced out. Mayuri needs my protection. That dream was wrong. What is going on? I chug a Dr. P and check my phone. No new emails. I sent Titor a mail several hours ago just to make sure that he really isn't Suzuha's father. He hasn't replied yet. Obviously, Daru and the others don't know that I changed the past. This is Hoenn Kyoma. Nyan, it's Ferris, Nyan. Oh, it's you, Akiha Rumiho. Nya? Who's that, Nya? Kate, move. I could have sworn her real name was Akiha Rumiho. Don't tell me. Could the D-mail have changed that too? Ferris is Ferris, Nya. I don't have any other names, Nya. Yeah, right. Your true name is Ferris. My apologies. Of course she's just being her usual self. Well, what is it? If Ferris is calling me... Excuse me. It might be about the IBN 5100. She did promise to help us find one. You've been too conspicuous, Nya. The cat's out of the bag, and now you're trapped, Nya. Huh? More of Ferris's usual nonsense? The 4 Guardian Kings have awakened, Nya. There's no escape, Nyan. Huh, is that so? If you think the 4 Guardian Kings can stop me, just wait and see. Akiba will be drowning in blood before nightfall. After the 4 Guardian Kings are the 4 Guardian Queens, Nya. After that, it's the 8 Devils and the Black Angel 12, Nya. That many? What's going on in this town? You've really stirred up a hornet's nest, Nya. I'm sorry, Kyoma, but this is checkmate, Yan. No, it's not over yet. If I can just acquire the item, I can turn the tide. Have you still not located an IBN 5100? Sorry, Nya. I have agents looking all over the world, but still no luck, Nya. What? So she has no progress to report? Please hurry. I'm running out of time. Okay, Nya. I'll tell you as soon as I find one, Kyoma. Until then, hold on to your 9 lives, Nyan. Yeah, I can't die yet. Elsai Kong. She hung up before I could finish. Damn it, that's why I hate talking to Ferris. Anyway, moving on. This time around, my search for an IBM 5100 is going poorly. Actually, I suppose I should consider myself lucky for having found one so easily the first time. I mean, the IBM 5100 is practically an urban legend. There are people like Moeka who've spent months searching with no success. Last time, it barely took me 3 days to reach Yanabayashi's shrine, almost as if something was guiding me there. It was fate. No, it was the choice of Steins Gate. That's why its loss is so painful. Guess that's why they call it the Phantom PC. Daru is sitting at his computer like always. I read on @channel that some collectors will pay millions of yen to buy one. IBM 5100s are serious business, man. Can you not chew my pens? If they have that high a premium, then people must know their secret. They're all after the data in CERN's mainframe. I don't get it. How come they're so expensive? I mean, I guess they were pretty expensive to begin with. Looks like one cost about 20,000 back in the day. 20,000. That is expensive. Anyway, I can't believe it's so hard to find one. Sure, it was a nice machine for its time, but only for its time. You'd have to be crazy to want one now. Maybe it's one guy buying them all up. The harder something is to obtain, the stronger the desire for it becomes. That's how people are. And that's exactly how I feel now. In the depths of CERN, completely isolated from the outside, lies a database coded with an IBM 5100. What secrets are sleeping there? Could it contain the data from CERN's time machine research? Could there be proof that the Committee of 300 exists? The desire to know grows stronger by the day. It's not just about plunging the world into chaos anymore. We need the power to oppose CERN's evil ambitions. And then there's that threatening email to consider. Daru is confident that CERN won't find us, but I can't afford to take that for granted. After all, we're up against the brightest minds in the world, the scientists who invented the World Wide Web. And they're backed by a secret organization more powerful than any nation. We're way out of our league here. They'd have no trouble at all crushing our puny lab if they desired. That's why we need a trump card to hold against them. But without an IBM 5100, we can't move forward. I'm getting restless. Whoa, what's this? Dario suddenly lurches forward to stare at his monitor. What's wrong? But there's no way that's right. What are you talking about? Explain. Well, I'm pulling data off the server looking for a way to gain root access, and these files are downloading crazy fast. I mean, we're talking light speed here. It's hard to believe, but for some reason this area has a direct fiber optic line to CERN. Several lines even. Direct? What do you mean? I mean there's literally a fiber optic cable running from underneath this building to CERN's headquarters in France. Is that strange? Yeah? Daru calls up the National Assembly of France's website. Then he brings up the command prompt and hammers out some commands. I have no idea what any of that looks like or means. Also, hello. You look so pouty. Like, I don't, just come into my lap like you were before. You were fine there. Have a look. This is the route we used to visit the National Assembly of France's site. It starts from our IP address. From there it passes through various relays in Japan, jumps to France, then bounces around there for a while before finally reaching the National Assembly's site. It takes 16 steps total to get there. The average transfer rate is about 300 milliseconds. That's normal for an overseas connection. In other words, there's a route we have to take to get to France from Japan. Everyone takes the same route. Other countries are the same. Even browsing domestically takes about 10 steps. Now let's try CERN. Daru calls up CERN's homepage on the browser. Then he displays the route like last time. The result? Oh, what? There's only one step. Unlike before, the signal doesn't pass through any intermediate servers. The PC we're using, its registered name is Akihabara PC, is connected directly to CERN in France. And the transfer route is hundreds of times better than usual. Crazy fast. You can't even get these numbers domestically, man. Why do we have a direct line? Is this even possible? It was like this when we found it. I didn't do anything. So the building already had a hotline to CERN? This can't be a coincidence. It might just be the choice of Stein. It doesn't make sense. Why would there be an independent line running from here all the way to CERN? Daru was so excited he interrupted me. No Japanese or French telecommunication company would set up something like this, which means CERN did it themselves. Daru gulps and nods. Cold sweat oozes from his brow. I feel a chill as well. CERN might be able to see everything we're doing. No, maybe. Maybe CERN has been expecting us for years. How could that be? The answer is simple. John Titor claims that CERN completed their time machine in 2034. Just 2 years later, the world is a dystopia under their rule. Maybe the CERN of 2034 considers our opposition in 2010 a threat. Maybe they use their time machine to travel to 2000 and install a fiber optic cable to track our every move. It's entirely possible. Buddy, don't do what I think you're doing. Please behave. Has the intervention of the time machine started an intertemporal war? Or invention, not intervention, or whatever I said. Do not chew my cables. Don't do it. Leave it. Leave it. I'll kick you out of the stream room if you don't behave. If so, what can we do? Our enemy might be stronger than even I can imagine. No, I mustn't lose heart. Hey! Don't do it. You leave my cables alone, sir. I will get you out of there. Go on. Get. You are losing your privileges. He can be such a stinker. I need to think positive. But thanks to this direct line, we can now control the LHC remotely. You figured out how? Wow, that's amazing, Daru-kun. Mayuri pauses her DVD and comes up beside me. With a connection this fast, we can control the LHC practically in real time. I haven't actually tried it yet, though. That's right. Even if this is some kind of CERN trap, we might be able to make use of it. They're still vulnerable to our attack. The LHC is that 20-kilometer-long tunnel thing, right? What does it do again? It accelerates protons and smashes them together. Oh yeah, mini black holes, right? The official line is that mini black holes might manifest as a byproduct of the particle collision, but that's not the truth. According to the top-secret documents we found, the LHC was intended to create black holes from the very beginning. But we still don't know exactly how they do it. We need to think of a way to... Okabe. Krisu suddenly emerges from the development room. She was cooped up in there all morning. Her expression is unusually grave. What's wrong? I figured it out. Figured out what out? I think I know how the phone wave works. Really? Krisu nods. She still hasn't smiled. Keep in mind that this is just a hypothesis based on what we've observed. It's closely related to what you guys were just talking about, the LHC. I believe it was you, Christina, who called the LHC the world's largest microwave. Yes, exactly. My hunch was right. You've created a monster, Okabe. A monster. It doesn't belong in some amateur lab, and before you take that as an endorsement of your abilities, I mean it in a bad way. Krisu clutches her arms as if to keep from trembling. Give me details. Did you know that the microwave oven was invented as a byproduct of radar research? Daru and I nod. Mayuri shakes her head. We read up on all that back when, We read up on all that back then. The phone wave name subject to change started acting weird. Microwaves are electromagnetic waves with a frequency of 2.45 gigahertz. The phone wave is commercial grade, so its output is around 1500 to 2000 watts. Here's the important part. Creasue goes on to explain that the electromagnetic waves output by the microwave are somehow connected to the electromagnetic waves output by the phone. In fact, you could say that they fuse together. I feel like this is a good opportunity to save. According to Daru's blueprints, the microwave and the phone are made to send out shared electromagnetic waves by taking their leads and hardwiring each of them to the magnetron's cathode and anode. Okay, I'm not that smart. What the fuck? A type of vacuum tube used in microwave ovens and radar produces strong microwaves. Okay. Doesn't explain what a cathode and an anode are, but sure, we'll just go with it, because I'm not that science smart. On one hand, we have the microwave's super strong electromagnetic waves, originally a byproduct of the military's research into radar technology. Is that really how we came up with microwaves? Was because of the military? That is not what I expected, to be honest. On the other, we have the cell phone's standardized electromagnetic waves, a frequency now ubiquitous throughout the world. What happens when you fuse those two waves? Both devices use electromagnetic waves. I'm not a specialist though, so I can't examine the extent or magnitude of the influence that fusion has. But hypothetically, if the cell phone were to become a stepping stone, scattering the military-grade electromagnetic waves over a vast range of hundreds of kilometers, then not just Akihabara, but all of Tokyo would turn into the inside of a microwave oven. Oh. That doesn't sound healthy. Or good. More importantly, healthy. Taking into account slight variance due to body weight, the average time until death for the people inside would be 3 minutes? So you would just potentially kill everyone in Tokyo in 3 minutes? Okay. Yeah? Seriously? Then the phone wave's a weapon of mass destruction, isn't it? Is it really that powerful? Let me tell you what happens inside the phone wave. The air inside the oven is full of invisible hydrogen atoms. First, it bombards the atoms with microwaves to increase their energy potential. This is the normal function of a microwave oven. But when you add the electromagnetic waves from the phone, the harmonics trigger a chain reaction. The particles collide repeatedly at near light speed, gaining mass and energy each time. In other words, it becomes a sort of particle accelerator. A particle accelerator? It's literally the same as the LHC! So if the LHC was created to generate mini black holes, then the phone wave, name subject to change, must also produce mini black holes. Kurisu doesn't deny it. It's a miracle that thing has been so stable. But there's still one thing I don't understand. Even if it does produce mini black holes, they should evaporate instantly. It's easy to pretend to be someone you're not. Ultimately, however, there's no escaping the contradictions between your false self and the real you. What the fuck are you talking about? It's a paradox, and paradoxes can't hold. I tried to tell myself that I didn't need anyone, that forming bonds would only hurt, but somehow I ended up joining your circle of friends. I still don't know if it was for the best. No, I'm sure it was. Without you, I would have given up on ever finding my dad. I don't know why I wrote all this. I guess what I'm trying to say is, thanks. Are we sharing confessions now? Be careful to whom you expose your innermost feelings. They may use them against you. Is that the first time I've been able to send mail? I think that might be one of the first times I've ever been able to send mail. Okay. Okay. But that's not what happens in the phone wave. The jellification phenomenon proves that. Just like in the LHC, our mini black holes are turning into Kerr black holes. According to T-Tor, you have to inject electrons to produce the Kerr black hole effect. Where do the injected electrons come from? That's what I don't understand. The LHC uses something called the lifter to inject electrons into the black hole and control the gravitational field. Something is filling that role inside the phone wave. Something. Like I said, I don't know what. So I guess that's what it comes down to. All Carisu's explanation does is confirm our hypothesis that the phone wave, named subject to change, functions the same as the LHC. Looks like we need to review what the LHC is. It's time for our LHC Moe guide to shine. LHC stands for Large Hadron Collider. Hadron? It's the name of an elementary particle. The LHC is basically a huge circular tunnel underneath Switzerland and France. It sits about 100 meters below ground and has a total length of 27 kilometers. There are 2 rings that run through the tunnel. Inside the rings is a super low temperature vacuum, an environment like outer space, basically. Seriously, Moe. In an adjacent facility, protons are gradually accelerated by the linear accelerator, the proton synchrotron booster, and the super proton synchrotron. Jesus Christ, these are intense names. Finally, they're injected into the LHC, where they undergo their final acceleration via a series of superconducting magnets installed in the tunnel. By now, they're traveling it up to 99.9999991%. As I was saying 9, I was thinking of the German word 9. Sorry. Okay. The speed of light. That's enough to melt your brain. Not as dangerous as the phone wave, though. Finally, the accelerated protons collide approximately 1 to 10 billion times per second. Per second. Okay. Alright. That's a lot in a second. Just saying. The purpose of the LHC project is to study the high-energy reactions that result, or so they say. We know they're a bunch of stinking liars. I guess that about covers it. And that, my fellow lab members, brings us to the question. Can the phone wave named subject to change beat CERN to true physical time travel? 2 problems. 1, setting the destination. 2, the lifter. We've already established that the D-mail arrives precisely when and where it's supposed to. It's dangerous to accept that without verification. Agreed. As for the lifter, we already know it exists. We just need to figure out what it is. I don't think we're going to find it. The phone wave's not exactly big, you know, and we've been poking at it for days without turning up a clue. Even if we do find it, it'll take forever to learn how to tune the electron feed properly. How long is forever? CERN's been working on it for 9 years and they still haven't solved it. We're just amateurs, so it's bound to take even longer. Wait, I have an idea. Let's look at it from a different angle. CERN tried to send people back in time, but they couldn't get the electron feed right. The singularities were not naked. It's the same with the phone wave named subject to change. You can only send 36 bytes of data safely, otherwise you get a jellyman. Let's consider the problem in reverse. What if we could convert a human to data, then compress that data into just 36 bytes? We could send that person through the ring singularity just like a D-mail, couldn't we? Convert a human to data? That's not even possible, man. And even if it were, there'd be less... what? And even if it were, there'd be like exabytes of data or something. You want to compress that into 36 bytes? Are you high? I thought it was a good idea. I guess it's not that easy. The barriers to time travel are just too high. I turned to Carisu, meaning to ask her opinion, and then I realized that her expression has changed dramatically. Her eyes are wide as saucers and her mouth is hanging open. Of course. If it works, then maybe... She pauses for a second and then... Maybe we can do it. Do what? Time travel? It's hard to believe what Carisu is saying, even though it was my idea in the first place. Are you serious? Carisu grins triumphantly in response. The data compression part, at least, is easy. We can just use the black holes created by the LHC, since black holes compress everything they swallow. Compression won't harm data like it would harm a human. As long as we're just sending data, there's nothing to worry about. I get it. But wait, can we really pull off such a stunt? And besides, how do you plan to convert humans into data? You know that my thesis got published, right? This is no time to flaunt your accomplishments. Have you read it? I haven't. I've got scans if you want to read it. Daru opens up his image folder, scrolls past tons of 2D porn, and opens up the scanned image. Sure enough, there's Carisu's name in big English letters. The title of my thesis is Analysis of memory-related nerve impulses in the temporal lobe. Temporal lobe? Nerve impulses? What, you didn't know? No, wait. This can't be right. This title sounds like, neuroscience, not physics. I'm a neuroscientist. Got a problem? I'm sorry, you were a neuroscientist this whole time? The scientific study of the brain. This field incorporates biology, genetics, medicine, psychology, and electrical engineering. That's a lot of subjects into one science. What? I can't believe it. From the way she talks about particle accelerators and time travel theory, I was sure she had to be a physicist. No, forget about that. How is this related to time travel? Converting an entire human to data is impossible. But converting a human's memories may be possible. Converting memories to data? Kurisu proceeds to explain her thesis. Memories accumulate in something called the, oh dear lord, parahippocampal gyrus, I think is how you say that, or hippocampus, which is located in the temporal lobe of the brain. But what exactly are memories? Kurisu's thesis analyzes that question from a neuroscientific perspective. All of the brain's functions manifest as electrical signals running through its neurons. Even memories are written to the hippocampus by electrical signals. Kurisu analyzed how specific electrical signals correspond to specific memories. The mechanism by which humans recall memories can be likened to a word association game. You begin with a vague, abstract image, which calls successive images of increasing clarity. I can't talk. Imagine a chest of drawers. Each drawer is filled with tiny boxes, and inside each box is another bunch of tiny boxes. You keep opening boxes until you find the memory you're looking for. Kurisu's... Wow, I really can't talk, can I? Kurisu discovered that the number of retrieval commands, nerve impulses used to search up memories, is surprisingly low. Out of hundreds of millions of nerve impulse patterns in the brain, only a few thousand are related to memory. It was the successful analysis of these patterns that earned Kurisu and her research team critical acclaim in the scientific community. Now, before you ask how this relates to time travel, there's one more thing I need to explain. Several years ago, my lab, the Neurophysiology Lab at Victor Condoria University, developed a technology called visual rebuilding, or VR for short. Is that what VR has stood for this entire time? Is visual rebuilding? Is that really what it stood for? Because, like, I swear to God, I've never known what VR has... Because usually it's virtual reality. Usually. But visual rebuilding also sounds plausible as a way of having it stand for VR too. It could go both ways. It really could. Oh dear lord. Put simply, it enables conversion of video data into nerve impulse signals. Okay. Used in reverse, it can also convert nerve impulses into video data or any other kind of electronic data. So if we combine VR technology with my research, do you see where I'm going? No way. We can convert memories into data? Not just that, memory transplantation, backups, external storage, all of those things become possible. It's like science fiction. In a sense, this technology could be used to copy a person's soul. According to Kurisu, some religious groups strongly opposed this research, as you might expect. On the other hand, the medical community is ecstatic about the possibilities. In any case, it's amazing that my assistant here was able to make such an incredible discovery. Of course, she did have a university supporting her, but still. So basically what you're saying is that we convert the subject's memories into video data, use the LHC's black hole to compress that data into 36 bytes, send that data through the Kerr black hole inside the phone wave named subject to change, and finally imprint those memories on the subject's brain in the past. What does that mean? We can send our memories back in time. In order to differentiate it from physical time travel, let's call it a time leap for now. You don't go back, just your memories. It's so crazy that nobody's thought of it before. She's right. The idea is ridiculous, which is exactly why none of the geniuses at CERN could come up with it. But this union of physics, neuroscience, and neurophysiology will make the impossible possible. To transfer memories to the past via cell phone, to time leap. The important thing to remember is that only memories are being transferred. Personality and consciousness aren't included. What does that mean? How is it different from what you see in sci-fi novels? Time leaping in sci-fi usually sends everything, consciousness, personality, and memory. But in real life, there's probably too much data, and besides, we only analyzed memories. Think of consciousness, personality, and memory as separate things. Memories are like the video data stored on your computer, and consciousness and personality are like the OS. But videos can take up way more space than the OS. It's just an example. For starters, it's still not clear where personality and consciousness are located, or how they are constructed. That is so true, they're still figuring that out. So we can't convert them into data, or at least I can't. So we can only send memories. Where does that leave us? Your memories aren't the only thing that define you. Even if you send your memories to the past, it will be the receiving u's consciousness and personality that process them. So in Mindor's terms, it's like copying data from a Vista computer to a Min95 computer. Are you talking Windows? Is Mindor's just Windows? Yeah, it's essentially just Windows. Okay. Excuse me. Data created with the latest OS might not work on an older OS. It might cause errors. For example, if you sent your current memories to yourself in elementary school, the gap between your memories and your body could have serious consequences. Anyway, is it correct to assume that we'll be targeting ourselves in the past? Krisu nods at my question. Just like with D-mail, we're using cell phones as the transfer medium. To be precise, you can only leap into your own body, and only if you had a cell phone at the time of reception. There was an exception in Lukako's case where we sent a D-mail to a pager, but that doesn't apply to time leaping. If you try sending memories to someone else... how do I put this? There's a danger that the electrical signals might be rejected. Wouldn't want to jump into someone else's body. I mean, unless it's the body of a cute curl. Is this guy capable of a non-perverted thought? Don't me, you idiot. If it just bounces off, that's fine, but I'm worried incompatible memory data might do serious damage to the recipient's psyche. I don't know what might happen. No one's done it before, after all. That makes us pioneers. I like it. There are two things I do know. One, you definitely cannot go back before you were born, and two, you won't exist in two places at once. That means you don't have to worry about causing a paradox. You can't kill your parents before you were born. So the phones act like black and white holes. It seems like a strange coincidence that cell phones would be the medium of time travel, but really, could it have been anything else? These days, people wear their phones like a second skin. Yeah, that hasn't changed. Mine's literally here with me right now. No other medium could reliably deliver the memories to their intended target. The more I think about it, the more I realize that this was meant to be. Heh. I whip out my phone and place it to my ear. It's me. Everything is falling into place. The plan can now proceed to the final stage. I'm talking about Operation Verthandi, obviously. Heh. Christina had me fooled. I never knew she was capable of this. It must have been the choice of Steins Gate that sent her here. Don't worry, I have everything under control. Nothing can stop us now. Elsai Kongru. I put away my phone and turned to Kurisu. Are you listening? Good. Commence preparations for Operation Verthandi. First, explain what that is. We're going to build your time leap machine, Christina, and you'd better not say it can't be done. Not after showing me the way. Well, this is Akihabara. I should be able to find the parts I need. Then it's decided. I'm placing you in charge of this operation. Whatever you need, ask, and it shall be yours. Together we shall complete the first time leap machine in human history. What the hell is Verthandi? The second of the three Norns, sister goddesses of fate. In Norse mythology, the three sisters tend the world tree, Yggdrasil, whose roots lie in Urd's fountain. Verthandi is the Norn of the present, popularized in Japan by a certain goddess. Manga. Okay. Kurisu nods. Her eyes are shining with a fierce, hungry light. As I thought, she's a scientist to the core. Kurisu and Daru go home, leaving me with Mayuri. I thought she was hard at work on her costume, but when I look, I find her staring at the wall. Her hands have stopped moving. Mayuri? You're not going home? She usually doesn't stay this late. Her parents might be worried. I was thinking about what Okurin and Chris-chan were talking about earlier. I was trying to figure out what the things you said meant, but it was all so complicated. I didn't get any of it. The only thing I get is that something amazing is gonna happen. Indeed, the world is about to change, and we shall be the ones to lead humanity into the future. You're shining, Okurin. Shining? What does that mean? You're shining. Chris-chan too, like two bright stars in the sky. That must be that my aura of madness you're sensing. You know, it's been 10 days since Chris-chan joined us. Can I tell you how I've been feeling? Since Chris-chan became a lab mem, it feels like things have really started to happen. Like we're a real lab now, you know? I must admit, her knowledge has been a great asset. Of course the girl genius would never have joined us if not for the cunning of Ho and Kilma. That's why you're shining so bright now, Okurin. Chris-chan is really a big help to you, I know. But I can't do anything to help. Mayuri looks depressed. I wish I were smart too. Then maybe I could help. Mayuri. She's never expressed such sentiments before. Is she jealous of Kurisu's talents? Is there competition brewing in the lab? I sigh and walk to the window. I can't see many stars in the sky. Mayuri, aren't you going to look at the stars? Mayuri comes up beside me. We lean out the window together. It's only 9 p.m., but Akiba is already still and silent, save for the occasional car trundling by. Back when the lab just started, before Daru-kun joined, it was like this a lot, wasn't it? All quiet, just the two of us. Yeah, it was. Daru joined the lab in early May. Before that, he was unwilling to join no matter how I tried to convince him. Then he learned that the lab was just 3 minutes away from May Queen plus Nyan Squared, and suddenly he was all future gadget lab, hell yeah. But for about a month and a half after the lab's founding, it was just me and Mayuri all alone. Can Mayushi stay here? Is it really okay? Mayuri looks at me with uncertainty in her eyes. I meet her gaze firmly, then bop her lightly on the head. Don't be ridiculous. All you need to do is stay. Just stay? Without you, the lab would be a much less friendly place. You see how Kurisu and I argue? We can be pretty stubborn and sometimes we don't know when to stop. But when it starts to get out of hand, Mayuri, you're always there with some ditzy irrelevant comment to break the tension. Are you praising me? Of course I am. Don't worry about a thing. Just know that you too are part of my plan. Mwahaha! Okay. Thanks, Okurin. Mayuri smiles in relief, and then her stomach rumbles. I'm starving. I'll warm up some canned Odin. You want some too? Yeah, heat it up. Coming right up! Soon we are chowing down on piping hot Odin. I will save. Where is my save? I feel like that is a good spot. The next day, Mayuri and I go shopping at Radicon. We have a list written by Kurisu of parts for the time leap machine. Naturally, I'm paying for everything out of my own pocket. Kurisu and Daru have already started work on the upgrade. You know, I don't think it ever occurred to me before, because I don't think I ever mentioned it. But, how is Rintaro making money exactly? Where is his money coming from? Because, like, I feel like that's something important. Kurisu and Daru have already started work on the upgrade. Apparently, the conversion of memories into digital data requires software developed at Kurisu's lab in America. She can download that software from their dedicated server. That's not the only thing we need. There's also some kind of brain scanning headgear that we're going to have to make ourselves. Incidentally, I have to pay extra close attention to make sure Mayuri doesn't wander off while we're shopping. If she sees some random store that interests her, she'll literally stop and stare at it for hours. I keep walking, of course, and only later realize that she's not behind me. Then I have to run from store to store looking for her. This must be how parents of small children feel. Yeah, probably. Anyway, this is nothing new. Mayuri has always been like this. I'm begging you, stick with me. If you get lost in this labyrinth of technology, you'll never escape. Not with your sense of direction. Okie dokie, I'll be careful. By the way, how is time leaping different from time travel? Did she really hear what I just said about not wandering off? Besides, Karisu already explained the difference yesterday. Time travel means your whole body travels through time. The time leap will only send your memories to the past. It's simple. Just memories, no personality or consciousness included, although Karisu did mention that there was no way to be sure what might happen to your consciousness. Oh. Does that mean you can do things with time leaps that you can't do with D-mails? D-mails can only send instructions to the past. The past may change, or it may not. The results are unpredictable and depend on the recipient. And when the past does change, the world line is reconfigured. Everyone loses their old memories. I am the exception, thanks to reading Steiner. With a time leap, on the other hand, you can give your past self not just instructions, but all of the memories you have right now. Or at least that's the idea. We won't know for sure if it works until the machine is built. So I could send the costume I'm making back to last week? I would love to have another week to prepare for Kamima. That might be possible with time travel, but not with time leaping. Say you had a test last week. Now that you know the answers, you could send that knowledge to yourself and ace the test, but you couldn't go back and hand yourself a cheat sheet. So Mayushi's mind goes into Mayushi 1 week ago? Exactly. While this conversation has been going on, I've been steadily purchasing items from Karisu's shopping list. You can't bring stuff, but you can bring your memories. I get it. But then what about Mayushi 1 week ago? Where do her memories go? I assume they get overwritten. We haven't tested it though, so there's no way to be sure. She disappears? Your memories right now include your memories from back then, so even if she does disappear, you don't really lose anything. I guess you could say you're just adding your memories from 1 week in the future. Then, if Mayushi's memories leap into the Mayushi 1 week ago, what happens to Mayushi now? Mayuri's asking some pretty philosophical questions today, but I guess anyone would ask the same. Mayushi's memories jump to the past, but my body's still here, right? What happens to me when my memories go bye-bye? You become an empty shell. No, that can't be right. That wouldn't make sense. My assistance device merely records your memory data. In other words, it's just a backup. Your original memories are still inside you. Nothing inside the brain is lost. You don't become an empty shell. Besides, neither personality nor consciousness is transferred to begin with. Your body shouldn't become an empty shell, and your consciousness shouldn't leap either. No, wait. There's another issue here. Actually, won't you become a new Mayuri, one who received memories from the future 1 week ago? Not that anybody, including me, would be able to tell the difference. Then, does the Mayushi who had the normal memories before the time leap get erased by the Mayushi who repeated the week with extra memories? This is getting complicated. That's right, she's erased. In other words, you relive the week. You can do things the same, or you could do something completely different. And you'll keep your old memories of the week that disappeared. Then, does that mean... The questions keep coming. She's trying hard to understand in her own ditzy way. So I redo the week, okay? But what if I decide to go to Ikebukuro with my friends instead of coming to the lab today? What happens to the Mayushi talking with Okurin now? The present would change to match the past, and this conversation would never happen. Oh, and you wouldn't notice the difference, Okurin? Right, no one would notice. That would be kinda sad. For who? Me? No, for Mayushi. I don't get what she means. Maybe that's why Chris-chan doesn't want to change the past. She nods to herself with a bright smile. Oh, I just thought of something. Can you time leap into the future? Maybe, but there wouldn't be a point. Karisu and I reached that conclusion yesterday. The memories you send overwrite the memories at your destination. If you sent your memories 1 week into the future, then the future you would lose 1 week of memories. The whole point of our time leap machine is to affect past events. We don't need to worry about the future. Besides, you're less likely to reach the future than you are the past. And that's because the future is inherently unpredictable. For example, do you think you'll have the same phone number for all eternity? How should I know? Exactly my point. And remember, pagers became obsolete with the advent of cell phones. Similarly, our phones may be replaced by some other device in the future. In order for the time leap to succeed, the target you must have a phone whose number you know. As long as that connection is met, there should never be a problem with setting the destination. The real problem is what inside the phone wave name subject to change is acting as the lifter. Until we figure that out, we can't reproduce the discharge phenomenon at will. The phone wave name subject to change will remain incomplete. On the other hand, if we can figure it out, we'll have an endless source of electrons that, unlike CERN's, needs no tuning. I'm exhilarated. The phone wave name subject to change is evolving by the day. Our invention of the time leap machine will put us light years ahead of CERN. Time travel will finally become a reality. I can't wait to try it out. My soul yearns for the taste of chaos. I barely managed to keep from bursting out in mad laughter. Come to think of it, more than 1 week has passed since we sent the first email, and although there was that strange threatening email, there remains no sign of Men in Black coming to haul us away. According to Daru, CERN hasn't discovered our hacking either. The next problem is what will happen when we use the time leap machine. In order to compress a human's entire wealth of memory into the requisite 36 bytes, we have to borrow the LHC's black hole. I can't believe that CERN won't notice an unauthorized activation of the LHC. How do we keep them from finding us? We need a plan. Oh, I guess I can't go back to grade school, can I? I didn't have a phone back then. Mayuri's still talking about the time leap. You want to go back to your elementary school days? I know exactly how you feel. If you repeat elementary school with the knowledge you have now, you'll get top grades and have an easy time bending children to your will. Yeah, and I thought maybe I could see Grandma again. I see. I'm afraid that's not possible. Mayuri's grandmother passed away when Mayuri was in elementary school. Yeah, it's too bad, but I guess I don't really need to see her. I still remember her words, her smile, and her wrinkly hand patting my head. So even if I don't see her again, I'm okay. What I really want is to see little Ocarin again. Back then I was already a scientist without equal, a titan towering above the other children. You can hardly be blamed for desiring to meet the child prodigy who would one day be feared as the great mad scientist Hoenn Kyoma. I don't want to meet Hoenn what's-his-face. I want to meet Ocarin. I am Hoenn Kyoma. Always have been, always will be. Mayuri just doesn't get it. So I disregard her comment. Anyway, there's no point. You haven't matured at all since that time, so nothing would change if you went back to elementary school anyway. Hey, that's not true. Mayushi's all grown up now. The only thing that's grown is how much you eat. And your breast size. That's not true. Mayushi's a real woman now. A real woman? I kind of want to hear the details, but she probably doesn't know what she's talking about. Besides, I think Ocarin's the one who hasn't changed since then. Isn't that what I said? I was already a genius, mad scientist when you met me. What? The shopkeeper shoots me a glare. I guess this isn't the best place for maniacal laughter. Better get those parts and head back to the lab. We finish our shopping and come out in front of the station. By the way, Mayuri, have you not been working recently? Working? You mean at Lemoyne? Oh, of course. May Queen plus Neon Squared doesn't exist in the current wholesome Akiba. Komima's coming up, so I'm taking a few days off. I've got costumes to make. How many costumes are you making this year? 3! One for Kaede-chan, one for Fubuki-chan, and then there's one for Luka-chan. I wonder if Lukako is still refusing to wear it. I can hardly blame him. I mean, however cute he looks, he's still a guy. No, wait, that was before we sent the D-mail. Now Lukako's a girl, I guess. How confusing. Ah, it's Moeka-san. What? I look where Mayuri's pointing and see Moeka squatting by the staircase, staring hard at her cell phone. She looks more tired than the last time I saw her. There are bags under her eyes and her hair is frayed. Excuse me. The intensity of her expression makes me hesitate to call out to her. She'll probably just ignore me like before. On the other hand, she is a lab mem. I can't just ignore her. Hey Finger, why the long face, eh? Tuturu! Moeka-san, what are you doing here? Moeka doesn't look up. She mutters something that I can't make out. Hey, are you listening? If you have a problem, the insane mad scientist Hoenn Kyomo will gladly assist. But be warned, by the time I'm through, Akiba will be an ocean of blood. Moeka suddenly jerks upright as if poked with an electric prod. She lifts her head and stares at me with wide eyes, then jumps to her feet and walks right up to me. This is the first time I've seen Moeka express such emotion. What is it? What's wrong? She doesn't speak. That hasn't changed. Instead, she looks down and starts typing on her phone. Guess I should be ready for a mail. What happened to the time machine, Moeka? What do you mean, what happened? Are you still using it? Did you figure out how it works? Moeka. We don't fully understand it yet. We're in the middle of upgrading it. It's amazing! This time we might even be able to time leap. What's a time leap? Tell me more. Don't write anything about it, otherwise we'll have to expel you from the lab. Moeka shakes her head violently. Guess she won't write an article. Our hacking of CERN has uncovered a new possibility for the phone wave, named subject to change. It's a form of time travel made possible by borrowing CERN's equipment. This discovery will begin a new age of human civilization. No longer will men be slaves to time. Any future you desire can be yours. And history will record that we, the Future Gadget Laboratory, changed the world forever. Okarin? That was really confusing. You lost Mayushi. How can you not be moved by my speech? I'm talking about becoming legends here. Oh, whoops. Moeka bites her lip and types out a mail in irritation. Then she grabs my arm and digs in her fingernails. It hurts. Unhand me! But Moeka does not listen. What's a time leap? The time leap is a way to send your memories to the past. We found a way to make that possible. Soon we will complete the time machine and become the undisputed lords of time. Okarin came up with the idea and Chris-chan told us how to do it. Darukun's helping and Mayushi and Okarin are shopping. Moeka suddenly releases me. Her eyes are blank, unfocused. She squats down on the spot just as we found her. She seems entirely drained of energy and will. Are you okay, Moeka-san? Do you feel sick? That's amazing. You've made a real breakthrough. Congratulations. When will it be finished? I can't be sure. There are still several problems remaining. If they don't give us too much trouble, I guess we'll have it done in a week. On the other hand, we can't do anything until they're solved. Everything is the choice of Steins Gate. I have faith there exists a path to success. And once the door is opened, the chaos for which I have so longed shall at last descend upon the earth. Trumpets will sound from the highest heaven and the final battle Ragnarok will begin. Who are you fighting, Okarin? The organization, of course. The rule must end once and for all. Wow, don't do anything dangerous, okay? Why does Mayuri insist on worrying about me? Oh? Moeka's lips curve into a smile. She rises to her feet unsteadily, then staggers off into the crowd. It's like she's forgotten about us completely. Mayuri and I can only watch her go. There's an indescribable aura about her that holds us back. What do you think is wrong with Moeka-san? I've known she was kind of strange ever since I met her, but this? Maybe she's an escaped mental patient or something? Heh, not that her insanity can possibly compare to mine. For I desire nothing less than total and absolute chaos. Mwaha. Mwahahahahaha! What? Now Okarin's acting weird. Mayushi's worried. Mayushi looks scared, so I cease my maniacal laughter a few minutes earlier than planned. Afterwards, Mayuri and I go our separate ways. She apparently has to deliver a costume to her friend Fubuki. When I return to the lab with my spoils of war, something surprising, though not too surprising come to think of it, catches my eye. Ah, Krisu is on the computer. As soon as she notices I've returned, she quickly closes the window on the screen. Hey, think you could knock? This isn't your room. Besides, I'd have to be a fool to knock. There could be assassins lying in ambush. Assassins? Here? Are you stupid? Anyway, Christina, what were you looking at just now? I already know the answer, of course. I caught a glimpse of the screen before she closed it. I was doing research. Looks like she plans to continue this charade. I drop my bags and go to the computer. Stay back! I slip past Krisu's blocking arms and restore the minimized window. Got a problem? Hey, what's with that "this is awful, raffle laughter"? Have no fear, Christina. Or should I call you @Channeler Chris? Don't call me that. I already knew. That's right. I realized long ago that you were an @Channeler. You can't hide it from me. You reek of @Channel corruption. How rude. I make sure to apply light perfume every day. Fool, that's not what I meant. I'm talking about the scent of your soul. My soul? What's that supposed to mean? Explain. Why, so you can learn how to hide it? Shut up! Just explain already! There's nothing to explain. You use @Channel memes in conversation. I'd have to be stupid not to notice. Feels bad, man. That's an @Channel meme, too. Ugh. Fubuki-chan and Kaede-chan praised me for the cosplay I made them this time. I'm really happy. I really like making costumes, huh? What made you so passionate about cosplay anyway? Your soul is tainted with the essence of @Channel. You cannot hide it, not in such close proximity to another who uses @Channel memes in actual conversation. Your souls resonate. That's it. It's all Hashida's fault. But it's cute how you try to hide it, @Channeler Chris. Don't call me that! She glares at me hard. If looks could kill. She has no sense of humor at all. I should be more careful in the future. But I don't understand. You were raised in America, so how are you so familiar with @Channel? You can browse @Channel from America. Need I say more? I get it. Living in an English-only environment made you hungry for Japanese. But did you have to resort to @Channel? I mean, if you believe the pseudo-intellectuals in the media, browsing @Channel is like reading scribbles on the bathroom wall. Sure, it's not the friendliest place, but I couldn't find anywhere that felt more Japanese. Anyway, can I ask a favor? What is it? Krisu turns away and mumbles something, but her voice is so low I can't make it out. If you have something to say, say it. Krisu turns bright red, but her sullen expression doesn't change. Don't tell anyone else about this. What difference does it make? Daru's the most hardcore @Channeler who ever lived, and Mayuri's an otaku too. Even I browse @Channel regularly. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Just boldly write hobbies browsing @Channel on your resume. Not a chance, you idiot. What, you mean you'd rather post anchors on VIP? I have no idea what that is. Anchor. To link to a specific post on a message board, usually as a reply. On @Channel, this is done by typing post number, I guess. Sometimes people engage in Anchor Play, a game where a poster leaves a decision to whoever posts with the indicated post number, usually chosen 20 to 30 posts beforehand. For example, 1,000 gets to name my firstborn. VIP. @Channel's Newsflash VIP board. Although ostensibly for the discussion of news stories, it is currently dominated by idle chat threads. Okay. I hate myself for understanding those words. Well, whatever. If it will help you focus on the time leap machine, I'll keep your secret for now. Besides, it's just a matter of time before you make another mistake and reveal your true colors. You don't have to worry about me. Remember that I represented my entire laboratory when we presented our research, even though there were men twice my age on the project. I'm an expert at dealing with people. I'll have no trouble keeping it a secret. Nulpo. No! Krisu's face gets even redder, and then she falls to her hands and knees in defeat. Oars. I have no idea what either of those are. Oars. An ideograph depicting a person on all fours. O is the head. Oh, I see it now. R is the arms and torso, and Z is the feet. Typically used to express despair, dejection, or frustration. There's no set way to pronounce it. People may pronounce it as orts, ors, or ors. So that's like OTL. OTL is the same thing. It's just the English version of it. See? Because that's OTL, and then you have ors. It's just the same thing. Just one's Japanese and one's English, but it does the same thing. That's so weird. Huh. I like that. That's cool. Nullpo. An old @channel term, first seen on the programming board in 2003. Nullpo is short for null pointer exception, which is an error seen in the Java programming language. When someone pronounces nullpo, the correct response is to smack them on the head and say, "Gah!" Oh. Okay. Noted! Just as I thought, @channel is in her blood and bones. She doesn't have a prayer. Oh, I have another mail. You forgot? It all started when you asked for a costume of Kyojiro the Flame User from King of Histories. Remember? I thought it looked great on you, but you only wore it once. Such a waste. And then I got an achievement for answering that. Or doing something with that. I'll have to look at that later. As night fell, we tried to activate the phone wave, name subject to change again, but as expected, the discharge did not occur. Mayuri is at her sewing machine, putting some finishing touches on a costume. She got back earlier this evening after delivering a different costume to her friend, Fubuki-chan. She's been working on this costume ever since. Come to think of it, she usually heads home around 7 or 8, but today she's still hard at work. Mayuri, go home before it gets too late. Your parents will worry. It's okay. I'm gonna stay the night. Really? She's never done that before. Yep, I already told Mom and Dad. Ferris. Is Mayushi okay? Tell her to have fun at Kamima for me. I don't think I can go this year, Nyan. I just don't have the energy, Nya. I'm completely burned out. I can hear a voice shouting, "Get up, Joe, Nyan. Someone save me. The world is collapsing, Nya." There are 3 things I could reply to that. Maybe the save? What happened? Is the organization attacking? Sure, we'll go with that. Are you staying to work on your costume? It won't be done in time for Kamima if I don't. I'm surprised your parents let you stay. I've met her parents any number of times. They're as ditzy as Mayuri. But still, I don't think they'd appreciate their underage daughter staying overnight in this dirty lab. It must be my overwhelming charisma. No, wait, that makes me sound like a good person, so that can't be it. Of course, Mayuri's parents are so afraid of my insanity that they sent me their only daughter as a hostage. Reported. Krisu calls out from the development room. She's been tinkering with the phone wave name subject to change, but I guess she was listening. What would you do if I called the cops on you? I unleash my right arm on traitors, Christina. Yeah, Chunbyo, whatever. I told Mom and Dad that Chris-chan would be here, then they said okay. Wait, so I have to stay too? Yep, don't you have to work on the phone wave? I guess, but I don't relish the thought of spending the night here, at least not with a certain somebody around. Environment matters, Christina. This is a place of science and research, so you should have no trouble concentrating on your work. Trust the great Hoenn Kyoma. Also, it may surprise you to learn that I have equipped this lab with a system that stimulates brain function. So if you were wondering where my incredible genius comes from, now you know. It's because I sleep in this room every night. This stimulation system of yours, I assume it's been dumping toxic waste in your brain. You sound like an environmentalist zombie. Mayushi knows. You're talking about that, right? Krisu comes out of the development room to check what Mayuri's pointing at. This air freshener? Okurin said the smell makes you smarter. He bought it at Akibao. When was that? About 6 months ago. It was on sale for 500 yen. I'm starting to think even you don't believe the stuff you say. And besides, this air freshener is empty. Yeah, when I went to buy replacement packs, they had already stopped selling them. Well, whatever. I was planning to stay either way. I'll join you, Mayuri-san. Really? That's great! On one condition. Okabe leaves. Me? Leave? I practically live here. This lab was promised to me by Steins. It's the dwelling place of my soul. We girls are staying here overnight, so you filthy boys need to show respect. Your home isn't even far from here, right? Okurin lives close to Mayushi in Ikebukuro. Why, that's less than 30 minutes by train. Anyway, I'm not going to need your help tonight, so just go home like a good boy, okay? But I refuse. What? Are you planning to molest us? Shut up, Mongolian spot. I don't have a Mongolian spot, and when did you see my butt anyway? I can't leave 2 young girls here alone. Minors need guardians. But Okurin's a minor too. I'll be 20 in less than a year and a half. In other words, Steins has decided that I am an adult. I'm pretty sure that makes you a minor just like us. Christian? I don't think Okurin would do anything bad. I mean, we've been together for more than 10 years and he hasn't molested me once. But he took you hostage, didn't he? Yep. Actually, I'm still his hostage. We should kick him out of the room. I sigh deeply and place a hand on my forehead. You disappoint me, Christina. This lab is a place of science. We are above such petty concerns as sex. If you must speak of these vulgarities, then I'll have to ask you and your Mongolian spot to leave. Looks like that was enough to convince Kurisu. She gives me a fine gesture as she returns to the development room. Ah, so Christina really does have a birthmark on her butt. No! After working on the phone wave name subject to change for about an hour, I head to a convenience store to buy dinner. Daru hasn't shown his face at all today. He must be busy with that part-time job. I still don't know what he's doing exactly. Probably something that utilizes his super haka skills. I just hope he steers clear of the law. While walking, I skim @channel on my phone. Titor hasn't shown up lately. I think it's been a week since his last appearance. I've been reluctant to contact him ever since he called me the Messiah in his last email. That was about the same time he stopped posting. Now @channel's denizens are busy slandering Titor. The majority opinion is that he ran away. I wonder where Titor went. I tried emailing him the other day, but he hasn't replied. His disappearance is especially worrying now that I think he might be Suzuha's dad. I need to contact him somehow. Just then a mail arrives. No sender name. The address is one I've seen once before. Oh, great. You know too much? Don't... It has an attachment. Fuck off. Oh, God! It feels as if a cold hand stroked my spine. Yeah, 'cause it's a fucking baby doll head with blood on it that's been severed. Like, this is very purposeful. I hug myself, shuddering at the sight. I delete the email immediately. It's happening again. This is bad. Really bad. This is a threat. Was it sent by the organization? By CERN? Does CERN know what we've been doing? Should I report it to the police? Wait, I can't. I just deleted it. And in any case, a picture alone probably isn't enough to get the police involved. Still, maybe I should talk to someone. But who? Not the girls. I can't worry them with this. I'm the adult here after all. What about Moeka? No, she may be a labman, but she's been acting weird lately. Even if I tell her about this, she won't be any use. Suzuha has her father to worry about. I guess that leaves Daru. I need to find out whether CERN has discovered our hacking. What would CERN do if they did find out, I wonder? They wouldn't have us killed, would they? Despite my efforts to convince myself that this is just a prank, my feet hurry me back to the lab. I burst into the lab, gasping for air, and quickly lock the door behind me. Finally, I can catch my breath. But just then, I realize that something's wrong. Mayuri and Kurisu aren't here. Did they go home? No, their bags are still here. The lights are still on. The door. When I entered just now, it was unlocked. Would they be so careless? The memory of that threatening email fills me with fear. Don't tell me. Were they kidnapped? Who took them? The organization? CERN? And then I hear a noise. Is that the shower? The lab has a shower inside the dressing room. There's no bath. We can't afford such luxuries, and it's too small to fit more than one person inside. Now I hear the sound of water running. Oh, God. Don't mention the Hitchcock Psycho movie. I don't want to think about that. I recall the famous scene from Hitchcock's Psycho. No. Oh, he's gonna fucking... Oh, no. No. Please tell me that's just his imagination and he's not actually seeing anything and that he shouldn't be. Fresh blood mixing into the water and flowing down the drain. The corpses of 2 girls sprawled out naked on the tile. The second those images flash through my head, I slam open the door to the shower room. Is everyone okay? Clearly more than okay, but also not okay right now. Kia! What are you doing? Yeah, no peeking, Ocarin. Through the steam, I see the wet, naked bodies of the 2 girls. Mayuri squats down while Kurisu bashfully twists her body, trying desperately to hide her unmentionables. Are their faces red because of the heat, or... Phew, you're still alive. I wipe the cold sweat off my brow and sigh deeply. Don't scare me like that. What are you guys doing packed into that tiny shower anyway? Kurisu shoots me a deadly glare. Like, is that really all you have to say right now? Like, I get what you're worried about, but like, bro. Fucking bro, dude. Like, come on. Get out, you perv. Whoa. I dodge a bar of soap aimed at my face, then quickly flee the dressing room. Well, I suppose that was all my fault. You suppose? You suppose? It was most definitely your fault. What the fuck are you talking about? Mayushi's sad. I fucking can't. I feel kind of dirty. You're gonna regret this. I'll never forgive you. Damn it, it was just a small misunderstanding. I mean, why the hell did they decide to take a shower together when they knew I was coming right back? It's like they wanted to be seen. Fuck you, man. Kurisu especially, after all that talk about not wanting to spend the night with me around, she sure dropped her guard awfully fast. Shut the fuck up, you stupid man. Shut the fuck up. They're just lucky it was me who walked in on them. What if it had been the organization? They need to get serious. We're fighting for our lives here. I mean, they don't even know what you're worried about because you haven't communicated any of these threatening text messages to anybody. So how are they supposed to be, like, concerned of any kind of danger? Like, bro. Bro. By the way, I didn't see a Mongolian spot on Kurisu's butt, naturally. I mean, that's because she wasn't even, her butt wasn't even facing you. I just... Oh my god, the amount of times this guy has done the stupidest shit. Oh my god. Anyway, how much longer are they going to shower? Looking at the clock, it's already been more than 15 minutes since I got back. They were yelling at me a few minutes ago, but now I hear laughter and happy squeals coming from the shower room. Gosh, having asthma and a cold is not a great combination. Sounds like they're having a good time. They get along almost like sisters. Frau Christian, you're so slim. But Mayuri, your breasts are so big, I'm jealous. They're checking each other out, aren't they? Mwahaha! In my head, I call up the memory of what I saw in the shower, because of course. Wet hair, beads of water glistening on their soapy skin, round, full, treasures hidden by conveniently placed steam. Oh my god. Make it stop. I put my phone to my ear. It's me. We have a problem. I'm under attack from the Mongolian Spot and Ditzy sisters. They're going directly after my sanity. A bold move against the insane mad scientist Hoenn Gyoma. This is the strongest offensive I've encountered so far. I realize now that vulnerability itself can be a powerful weapon. They're pulling out all the stops, and I don't think my pants can take it. Shut the fuck up. Give in to the temptation. Nonsense. I could never do that. They're fellow lab members, my loyal assistant, and my childhood friend. Must I? Is it truly the will of Steins Gate that I give in, that I raise my hand against my closest companions? If so, then how cruel the fates be. Elsai. Congru. After a moment to collect myself, I put away my phone. I need some air. Oh my god. 2 days have passed since Kurisu and Mayuri came to stay. During that time, Daru and I have done our best to support Kurisu's work on the phone wave named Subject to Change. According to Daru, it should be easy to use the LHC to generate black holes for our use. The black holes form at the proton collision point, where the lifter is installed, and exist for only a few seconds before evaporating. During those few seconds, CERN throws a human into the singularity. We'll use those few seconds too. The gravity of the black hole compresses matter to infinite density. CERN uses the lifter to keep the compression under control, but we don't want that. As a side note, I really do love, the soundtrack of this game. I don't even know if it's, available to purchase or download, but I should find that out because I really, really do like the music. We're going to dial CERN's lifter down, not so much that it endangers the world, of course, but enough to compress our memory data to under 36 bytes. Daru has been coding the necessary program. As for me, I've been searching for our lifter, the unknown device that pumps electrons into the phone wave named Subject to Change and keeps our black hole open. Okay, so they've had this name, Subject to Change thing, for so long now. Just pick a name already, man. Kurisu couldn't find anything that could serve as a lifter inside the microwave, so it must be something on the outside. We're not sure what that could be, and so far we have no idea where to start looking. Yesterday I consulted Daru about that threatening email, but Daru insisted that there's no way CERN could have discovered his hacking yet. Of course I had to make doubly sure we hadn't been tracked. His tests came back clean. I understand he's confident in his skills, and I trust him. If Daru says they haven't found out, then they haven't. But somehow knowing that does not ease my anxiety. Oh, I have another mail! Have you gone to any festivals of fireworks shows this summer? Maybe you have plans to go with Mayuri-chan later? P.S. I did 22 practice swings with Samidare. Too crowded. I'm being chased by the organization, remember? The last thing I need is a knife in the back. It's Friday, and although we still haven't solved the lifter problem, Kurisu is just about done with the time leap machine. Naturally, that means it's time for her to give me something else to worry about. For the final adjustments, we need to use the phone wave. I groan. In other words, we have to cause the electrical discharge phenomenon. There's a risk involved. A risk called Mr. Braun. As we know, the discharge phenomenon causes the entire building to shake. Last time Mr. Braun threatened to raise our rent if it happened again. Kurisu and Daru look at me. It's up to you, Ocarin. Take care of it. In other words, you're sending me to die. Your sacrifice will allow us to complete the time leap machine. Besides, you're always the one who talks to the boss for us. Well, maybe it's time for you to put your lives on the line. I can't. That girl who works there hates me. Fine, but hear this. I will not die. Like the immortal phoenix, I will return no matter how many times it takes. With that said, I head down to handle things with Mr. Braun. Don't die, okay? As I pass through the lounge, Mayuri looks up from her costume to see me off. Oh god. Oh, everyone's here. Okay. When I step into the store, Mr. Braun, Suzuha, and the Chipmunk are watching some comedy show on the massive 42-inch CRT. Watching TV at noon without a customer in sight. Looks like business as usual at the Brawn Tube workshop. Sup, Okabe Rintaro? I raise my hand in response to Suzuha's greeting. The chipmunk, Nae, quickly hides behind her father when she sees me. My life has no meaning. It's all gone now. No one will look at me. Not anymore. What can I do? Even if I shout, no one can hear. My voice can't reach the one most important to me. I walk alone through dusty gray streets, forever pounded by lukewarm rain. Such is the fate of the defeated. Still, Ferris is here. Someone find me. What chuny nonsense. If you want attention, come to the lab. Mayuri and I are here for you. I love the subject. Get a grip. That's funny. I see her as busy as ever. Okabe, buy a CRT. No thanks. I'm not some kind of retro TV otaku. I'd rather buy an LCD. I look around the store as I answer. Huh, I just thought of something. Like CERN's Large Hadron Collider, the phone wave named subject to change must have some kind of electron feed to keep the black hole open. CERN calls this feed the lifter. We still haven't figured out what that is, nor what could be acting as a substitute lifter in our time machine. What if? What if our lifter is somewhere in this shop? Excuse me. Whatever it is must be in close proximity to the phone wave named subject to change. It couldn't work otherwise, and the Brawn Tube workshop is located directly below the lab. I am snoozing that ad. You can be snoozed, ad. Could our lifter be a CRT? You've been having a lot of girls over lately, haven't you? Just the usual members. I was over the other day. Invite me next time, huh? I want to talk to some young girls for a change. Daddy, that's dirty. No, it isn't. It's, marketing. Yeah, I'm looking for new customers. Check out this scary-looking guy trying desperately to explain himself to his daughter. Hilarious. What do you mean for a change? You talk to me every day. You're not young. Suzuha's the same age as Daru and I, which makes her older than Mayuri or Kurisu. Did you say something, Okabe Rintaro? Only the truth. Nae, your father is happy as long as he has you, okay? Yep, I know, but don't say dirty things anymore, okay? It's a promise. Then he joins Pinkies with his daughter. Damn, Mr. Braun, you're way off character. How does a guy like him produce a daughter like that? Nae is one of the kindest, gentlest girls I've ever met. I don't know why she's so afraid of me, though. Anyway, I came here to explain that the building's about to shake. How do I avoid having my head ripped off? How many more earthquakes do you think this building can handle? No, that's way too obvious. An earthquake is coming. My magic eye reading Steiner has seen it in the future. Escape while you still can. Yeah, that might work. Hey, did Sheena Mayuri stay over yesterday? Yeah. So, Makise Kurisu stayed too? Yeah, they're both upstairs. Oh. Suzuha's hostility toward Kurisu hasn't abated. And how are you doing? Huh? Are you feeling better? Oh, yeah, I guess. The search continues. Huh? What's this about, part-timer? I'm searching for my dad. I told you before, remember? Oh, right. Go find your old man, Okabe. Why does he think he can boss me around? Naturally. Suzuha's a fellow lab member. Leave it to us. Suzuha looks at me with a smile that shines through the gloom filling the store. Okabe Rintaro, we're the same age, but sometimes you seem a lot older. You really know how to give people strength. That's the first time anyone said that to me. It makes me kinda happy. Heh, of course, I am the great Hoenn Kyoma. The chipmunk cowers in terror as I unveil my madness. I can see tears pooling in her eyes. I guess my aura is just too powerful for a grade school girl to endure. Okabe, next time you scare Nae, I'll kill ya. Sorry. Come here a sec. Suzuha takes my arm and leads me away from the Tenojis, who have gone back to watching TV. I just want to say, be circumspect in your dealings with Makise Kurisu. What? Circumspect? Why can't she just say careful like a normal person? Not that I'm one to talk. This again? Aren't you just being paranoid? Suzuha shakes her head firmly. No. Her perniciousness has been proven. Perniciousness? Is she saying Krisu is dangerous? There's something strange about the way Suzuha is talking, and it's not just her fondness for uncommon words. There's something else. Something... Her genius is a threat. At heart, she only cares about her experiments. Suzuha's eyes are hard, and her voice is as cold as ice. I can tell that she means every word she says. Listen to me. She's using you all. Makase Krisu is connected to CERN. What? No, that's impossible. CERN is our enemy. If Daro's hacking is discovered, I have no doubt they will do everything in their power to destroy us. How can Krisu be connected to CERN? You're saying she's a spy? Suzuha nods firmly. The credit for inventing the time machine was hers. Again, Suzuha's words sound strange to my ears, but I still can't place my finger on why. Don't let your guard down. I don't believe it. I saw Krisu's anger when she learned what CERN had been doing. She called their actions a betrayal of scientists everywhere. How can someone with such a pure love of science be connected to CERN? But what if Suzuha says is true? But if what Suzuha said is true, she could be the one who sent that threatening email? I suspected Moeka, but... Kya! Suddenly, the ground starts to shake. Krisu started the experiment? But I haven't talked to Mr. Braun yet. Damn, it's too soon. Okabe! Sure enough, veins on Mr. Braun's forehead swell in response to the shaking. How many times do I have to tell you not to shake the building? Cute girls or no, I ain't letting you off. Your rent's going up. Well, shit. Snoozing the ad again. Wait, Mr. Braun, this isn't our doing. It's an earthquake. My magic eye reading Steiner predicted this would happen. An earthquake? You think I'll fall for that? The shaking gets more intense, knocking over a CRT. Braun Tube-chan, no! Crap, I can't talk my way out of this one. Go Kabe, you bastard! Mr. Braun clearly wants to snap my neck like a twig, but he elects to protect his greatest treasure, the 42-inch CRT, instead. He grabs the remote and switches it off, then grabs hold of the TV and hangs on for dear life. Is it over? Looks like it. Wait, it's over? I carefully step through the rubble and take the remote from the dazed Mr. Braun's hand. I press the red power button. The 42-inch CRT instantly comes to life. I stare at the image on the screen and smile. What's wrong? I've done it! I've done it! This is the lifter! It's so obvious. Why didn't I see it before? Of course, this must be the work of Steins Gate. It chose this moment for a reason. What the hell are you laughing about, Okabe? You're scaring my daughter. I'm raising your rent, you hear? And you're paying for that CRT. A little silence, please, Mr. Braun. This is a most glorious moment, for I have just been chosen as the ruler of all space and time. Wahahaha! Good. Stars explode behind my eyes as Mr. Braun drives his fist into the top of my head. The world spins. I struggle to get a hold of my shaken brain. You dare lay hands on the great... Got something to say? Well then, Mr. Braun, put it on my tab. With that, I fly out of the workshop. I rub my head. It hurts like hell. Damn that Mr. Braun. Did he really have to crack me so hard? Maybe I should report him for assault. Thanks to his brutality, I had to make a strategic retreat. Fortunately, I did not emerge empty-handed. The extra 10,000 yen a month will hurt, but in exchange I have acquired information essential to the success of my plan. All's well that ends well. Mwahaha! Okarin, the building just shook. Are you okay? Mayuri and Krisu appear in the second-story window. Looks like you really are unkillable. I've seen the future, Christina. In 3 minutes you will be on your knees praising my greatness. I don't think so. I run up the stairs. Okay, well, I'm gonna save, because that's all the time that I have for today. But I hope you have enjoyed spending time with me as much as I have spent, or as much as I have enjoyed spending time with you. That's what I'm trying to say. Hopefully, by the next time I stream, I won't sound so sick, and I also won't be so sick. Obviously, I'm feeling better, clearly, as you can see, but not everything about me is back to normal just yet. But it should be, at some point. Alright, you guys have a good day or night depending on where it is where you are, and I'll catch you next time.